We'll see what they do with this.
Come on.
I owe Donkey Kong Country Returns HD an apology. I laughed in disbelief at its initial announcement because it's not only the third time Nintendo has sold us a version of this 2010 Wii platformer, it's also the
3DS
third
version
Switch.
is crazy. The 3DS version looks crazy.
It sold us a version of this
3DS didn't look this bad, Chad. It didn't.
2010 Wii platformer. It's also the third Switch re-release Donkey Kong has seen, despite not getting a completely new adventure in the last decade. This remaster's reveal felt like the wrong game at the wrong time, but it only took a few minutes of running across a decently spruced up Donkey Kong Island to realize it's still one of the best 2D platformers Nintendo has made this century. It has all the things I want from this genre: satisfying movement that demands skill and precision, a large lineup of replayable challenges stuffed with secrets, and a practically unparalleled attention to detail in its superb level design that's pretty much only rivaled by its sequel, Tropical Freeze.
Cook up.
Even though the remaster itself feels bare bones and a few elements could have used a slightly more modern touch, this is definitely the best way to play Returns and one of the top bananas in the Switch's impressive platformer lineup.
He's right. Hey, both these games are so cold and they don't get any respect whatsoever.
Through 80 levels set in jungles, caves, and more, it struck me just how few games like this are made anymore.
I think it did
in an era where modern
Tropical Freeze in one playthrough. I'll probably try to do this one in one stream too.
With spectacle and joyously ushering you through their handcrafted digital theme parks, Return stands out as it doubles down on the platforming itself. It's full of tough levels and nail-biting moments that require you to master its jumping.
I need my sequel, dog. I'm just sick that Tropical Freeze came out like in 2014 or something, and we haven't got a new Donkey Kong game since then. But both those games did really well. It's just, I guess it didn't do well enough.
Style is refreshing, and I love how it isn't afraid to test you. Difficulty-wise, this is several steps above Mario and Kirby, and that's another great differentiating factor from the other platformers in Nintendo's
cook up.
The level design is
Donkey Kong Country, was it 2 on
and explores it to the fullest as it
Game Boy?
Challenge without ever making
I was out there.
What's expected of you.
I only had that in Pokemon Fire.
Outrun these hordes of ape-eating spiders,
Fire Red?
enormous lethal waves.
That's all I did.
Perfect jumps across crumbling platforms. And
fucking 5-year-old me was going crazy.
What obstacle will be thrown at you next?
No monkey business.
The difficulty stays fun rather than frustrating thanks to Donkey Kong's perfect controls and immensely satisfying abilities.
What can I say?
There's a distinct weight to Gabe's movement, resulting in a platformer more focused on momentum, where you'll often have to plan your moves ahead of time and gear up for that next huge leap. The advanced rolling jump mechanic in particular, where Donkey Kong gets a free jump in midair after rolling off a ledge, leads to some of the most rewarding platforming out there when you pull off a crazy move to save yourself or snag a hard-to-reach collectible. Your options open up even more when you break Diddy Kong out of a barrel. He both doubles your max health and adds an extremely helpful hover ability that's a game-changer in tougher sections.
Yeah, I'm a Diddy merchant. I ain't gonna cat.
Testing your metal isn't for you. There's modern mode, which is a slightly altered version of the 3D.
Ain't nothing wrong.
Okay. Oh, okay. It's just pussy mode.
Yes, yeah, good mode. It adds extra hearts to your health, expands the inventory at Cranky's shop with more useful aids.
Yeah, pussy
like
mode.
This green balloon that saves you after falling into a pit, and lets you take more consumable recovery items into each level. Plus, if there's a stage you just can't clear, Super Kong will eventually show up and offer to automatically beat it for you.
Nah, that's sick.
Challenging platformers, so I stuck to classic mode and never looked back. But these are at least great options for people who don't like to get stuck.
What'd you say?
The one place Returns occasionally gets a little bit
silverback
is in its on-rails minecart and rocket barrel levels.
Bitch boy mode, and they cooked. Ella played as Diddy and Dixie.
Of trial and error.
I don't know why these games don't get any games anymore. They get like the weird spin-offs, but I don't feel like those do well.
This is worsened if you're going for the hidden collectibles, where you're almost guaranteed to miss at least some of them until you know the level's patterns. It's especially frustrating because everything in these sections is a one-hit kill, a problem Tropical Freeze later solved by introducing specific health buffs. To be fair, it's not a huge issue. Modern mode adds an item in Cranky's shop that can make these.
I remember playing this shit at Target. You know, back in the day, they used to have the games you could play.
But I can't help but feel
My
like
fucking
it
6-year-old ass is out here getting cooked, shit.
Similarly, the
Maybe it's
boss
just
fights
Donkey
are
Kong
largely
Country 2.
fantastic, but they still suffer
Whichever
from
one, it
a
was on
complete
Game
lack
Boy.
of checkpoints.
That was the last game I
and being
played.
forced back to the
Yeah,
beginning
see, this
after
was everyone
dying
you
in
play
the
as
final
Diddy.
phase
It was
feels
like
more
Diddy
like a
and Dixie.
waste of time than a
Wanna
meaningful
That's what I think
challenge.
it's 3. Guys used to play the fuck out too. This one is peak. Oh yeah, no, I think this one and Tropical Freeze are some of the best platformers you can get on a console.
As a remaster, this really is just a combination of the Wii and 3DS versions
I'll take both.
of Paint and
Bro.
It's a competent update, but it's nowhere near the level of something like Metroid
well, he
Prime
beating that drum's
Remastered,
ass.
the other Retro Studios game
I wish I
that got a
fucked with
shiny
Metroid, bro.
updated release on Switch.
I just like this one more than Freeze though.
And it almost
Okay.
always runs at a smooth 60 frames per
I want to
second.
play that one
But
Metroid,
even Tropical Freeze's
that was on
2018
Switch.
Switch port looks
Dread.
noticeably nicer. That's
Yeah,
most
Dread.
Yeah,
of
that shit's
I played
peak.
the demo for that one. That shit was
across
fun.
the two games.
That is cool.
DK's fur looks amazing in Tropical Freeze, but just a little bit off in Returns. This is very clearly still a Wii game in HD everywhere from
But I
the
also
levels
feel you
to
on
the
that, like, doing that
cutscenes, which
backtracking
is
shit.
completely
Bro.
But that demo was cold, and
I
then
would
it
like
had
to
that
see
part where
graphics
the
get
nigga
a
was
bit
chasing
more
you throughout the
love when
game.
the
He
movie
was
has
chasing you
otherwise
throughout the
aged
level.
so well.
That shit was.
Still,
Bro.
this is undoubtedly the
What up?
best way to play Returns. The Wii version
You
had
played
mandatory waggling
Resident Evil
motion
2?
controls that have been mercifully made entirely optional. And the
Well,
extra
it's just
3DS
I think
levels have been
Mr. X,
rescued from that
when you're
version's
playing,
downgraded graphics and co-op that require
fucking,
two systems and
Metroid.
copies. That makes Returns HD
You
the
cannot
first
kill that
time you
nigga.
can
That
play
nigga
this
will
adventure
chase
on
after you
your
the entire
TV
game.
with traditional button controls and
You
all
stun
its
him?
content intact,
No.
and that's great to see.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah,
Stop this nigga, mister.
yeah, nah. That nigga chases you and
Speaking
he
of
gets you, you
multiplayer,
die.
Returns HD is fully playable in
Why do you just go crazy on that fucking boss? Nigga put on a fucking Batman Arkham combo.
Bro! Nigga, that's how I feel when I play the VR.
Yeah, especially when they make you do those multiple hits.
Yeah, that should speak.
Besides
when it doesn't register that shit, 'cause that shit makes me mad.
And these levels
Nah, they
are
kept hitting your ass with the
clearly
wrong
designed around
direction.
just one
Dog, and I'm literally punching in the same direction. I feel like I'm playing the Wii.
obstacles. They're still fun to be found in multiplayer, and it's by
My roommate loved Dread. Couldn't get into myself though. I played it for like 4 hours, which is like shit. Like y'all know, that's like crazy for me to play a game that does not tell you where to go. I got stuck multiple times.
Flying solo or passing the controller back and forth,
that
as
shit was cool.
also the case back on Wii.
I just eventually
That
had
said,
enough.
It's a testament to the original that almost nothing was changed for this remaster, and the final product is still
That shit ain't
so
Zelda.
great.
I'm figuring that shit
The
out.
attention to detail in its level design is remarkable, with every single platform DK runs across seamlessly built into the landscape, often through its masterful interplay between the foreground and background. This factory world is a big highlight, where conveyor belts and other machinery are your main methods of getting around. Each level is stuffed with secrets to find too, with the classic
This level
con
reminds
letters
me of
and
some
plenty
Shadow
of
Ratchet
puzzle
and Clank.
pieces tucked away
Dog.
in seemingly every
Damn!
corner. Sometimes exploration
Fuck
slows
that
down
boat
at
up.
otherwise furious pace a bit more than I'd like, blowing
ripped
air
that
onto
bitch
all
out.
the lands and flowers you pass
She was
feels
just
clunky
chilling.
and is an outdated mechanic that Tropical Freeze rightfully removed.
W Ratchet
But I
and
still
Clank,
had a
man.
blast.
I
spending
didn't play
roughly
that last
15
one.
hours tracking
The
down
one that
Oh, for real?
every
Rift Apart?
level, my save file to 100%
Yeah,
completion.
I think it's called Rift Apart. Niggas love that game.
Yeah.
Content that appears
Yeah,
after
niggas
the
be
credits.
talking about it like that
Yeah.
shit was crazy.
Somehow, Donkey Kong Country Returns returned.
Then you have to bitch with
Again.
this. Oreo
The Nintendo's release of this 2010 Wii platformer is almost as fresh and fun today as it was 15 years ago. DK's
Damn, this shit did come out 15 years ago. That's tough.
For a challenging momentum-based platformer that demands more skill
Damn.
and precision than the average Nintendo game. But it stays
trying to think
fun
what was the
rather
last
than
Ratchet and
frustrating
Clank game
thanks
I
to
played?
incredibly impressive
You didn't
level
play the
design
first
that
one on
explores
PS4?
every clever idea
Or,
to the fullest,
PS4?
and a ton of hidden
PS4? Yeah, I played
collectibles
that
worth
one,
tracking
but
down.
I don't think that was the last
As a
Ratchet and Clank game. I
remaster
played.
specifically,
There was one
it's
after that?
no more than a passable update.
Outside of
I meant
Rift
like
Apart?
recently.
Oh, okay.
Not like my release order.
Yeah.
And some outdated elements
I guess
that could have
recently
used more
the
modern
most
touches,
recent one I
like a
played
lack of
was,
checkpoints during boss fights and a few obnoxious
That shit
sections
called
full
Silent
of
Matters,
one-hit kill
but I played that
obstacles.
shit years ago.
But
on
Donkey
PS2.
Kong Country Returns HD is
There's
still a
another one that I
competent
played, and that shit was
update and
kinda-
easily
that shit
the
was kinda
best
cool.
way to play one of the greatest 2D platformers Nintendo has released.
It's time to
this
me.
century.
Damn. I gonna lie? The way he was dick sucking it, I thought I was gonna get a 9.
Reviews of Mario vs. Donkey Kong and Super Mario
I
Party
played that one.
Jamboree.
That's that remake one that you're talking about, the one that came out on PS4.
Yeah. That's just cool.